My name is 𝗘𝗫𝗍𝗂. I'm also known as Hazey. Born and raised here in Rotterdam. I'm part of 𝗗𝗲𝗀𝗀 collective. Our most important goal is basically just promoting inclusivity on the dance floor and behind the decks. And I'm also a co-founder of 𝗗𝗲𝗀𝗀𝗀, which is also kind of a collective event organization, and we also throw parties here in Rotterdam. So I'm your coworker.
How did you first get started as a DJ, and what got you involved in drum and bass in the first place?
So basically I kind of started listening to a lot of Monstercat releases in high school, which I just really liked future bass and I guess melodic dubstep, that kind of stuff. And then my first ever rave was actually a dubstep party. So naturally after that I just got super interested in the heavier bass sounds. So that kind of got me into drum and bass. And after a few years of being in the drum and bass community as a party girl, I noticed that I was still kind of missing a little bit of, I don't know, I don't really want to say music for the girlies, but I do kind of want to say music for the girlies. I really wanted to, not really become a DJ, but I just wanted to put some sets out there that were kind of more dreamy, I guess. And I was also a huge K-pop fan, so maybe kind of bringing heavy bass sounds and those girly vibes together. So that's why I started DJing.
Females as a whole aren't very much represented in drum and bass. So how do you feel about that?
Well, pretty early into my DJ career, or when I started DJing, I came in contact with 𝗗𝗀𝗀𝗀 DJ collective because one of my friends from high school actually was already in the collective, and it was just a bunch of girl DJs just throwing parties together, doing sets together. And my first official debut gig as a DJ was actually Drum and Babes in Leiden last year, which was also a full female lineup, only for girls. So yeah, that was kind of also how I got in contact with like the female DJs of the scene. So it was really cool to kind of also be able to DJ with women that had like their own styles. So Laura did a lot of like heavy dance floor. Mario Rexy, she did a lot of breaks and jungle. And then Francine Flexes, she was like really, really sick, deep DJ. Well, she still is. So it was also really inspiring to kind of be around other female DJs, but with their own distinct style, which also brought me a lot of inspiration as like a starting DJ. So that was really cool.
Well, what role has the Rotterdam community or the Rotterdam bass scene played in your development as an artist?
So for me, like I said, born and raised in Rotterdam, I've always had like a lot of love for the city and for the people here. So when I started my studies, leisure and event management, I already kind of knew that I really wanted to throw my own parties, also focused on Rotterdam and the nightlife in Rotterdam, especially because the city has a really rich history in bass music, you know. Prospect has been doing stuff since 2002. Wildstyle has been doing stuff since 2014, 2015, you know. And then after COVID, obviously, I think the entire landscape of events feels the hardships of not, it's just kind of dying down, I guess. So with 𝗗𝗲𝗀𝗀𝗀, which I started as a school project, I really wanted to kind of uplift and bring back that community that once was in the city. So that was a big inspiration for me.
So can you explain a bit more about how 𝗗𝗲𝗀𝗀𝗀 got started? Because you said it was a school project. So yeah, and we've been involved with you from the beginning, of course. But
definitely.
Can you tell the people watching
Yes.
a little bit more about that?
So in my first year, we had some small events that we had to organize, you know, just to get started, kind of get the feel for the events branch, I guess. So I already knew a few of my schoolmates were also really into drum and bass. One of my classmates had like a Liquidity tote bag and stuff. One of my other classmates worked at Tivoli, Vredenburg in Utrecht, and he was talking about Blackout all the time, worked during Blackout and stuff. So when it was time to like form a group for our project, I was like, okay, I gotta find them right now. So we were walking through the hallways, kind of trying to find other people. And the moment I saw them, I was like, you, in my group right now, you know? And what's really funny is, like I mentioned, one of my classmates is from Utrecht. And he was like, oh, we really have to organize some cool stuff here in Rotterdam because there's nothing here. And me, being the ride or die for Rotterdam, already having gone to real parties, explicit parties, the 𝗘𝗫𝗄𝗧, you know? I was like, you have no idea what you're talking about right now. There's enough here. But I think maybe for people outside of the city, it's just not out there enough or something. Like, why aren't people finding these awesome parties, you know? So that's where the idea kind of started. Like, okay, I'm going to prove you, my teammate, I'm going to prove you wrong. And I'm going to show you that Rotterdam has so much to offer. Let's just bring them all together. And that's kind of how the concept for 𝗘𝗲𝗄𝗧 came about.
How would you describe your sound in 3 words to make
In
it?
3 words. Okay, so the little disclaimer is I've been kind of rediscovering my sound a little bit this year. So if I'm gonna talk about my sound right now, I would say sexy, bass heavy, and feminine. I
Yeah.
think those are the 3 words I'm comfortable with right now.
Those are very words that we haven't heard before tonight. So yeah. How did you evolve your sound?
So basically, like I said, I just really kind of missed like that feminine energy in sound at parties. But I think the first year of DJing, I kind of stayed in my comfort zone a little bit, just kind of stayed with what I knew I thought was cool, instead of really putting myself out there and discovering other really cool stuff. But then in the last year or so, also working closely with 𝗘𝗲𝗄𝗧 and hearing or working together with DJs with a whole bunch of other sounds, I was like, man, I really want my own distinct sound as well. I want something more genre breaking than what I've been doing so far. I've loved so many genres throughout the years. How can I use that for my DJ sets? So I think a lot of people have been thinking the same thing. There's been a lot of fluidity in genres and multi-genre sets in the past year from DJs that I've known as drum and bass DJs, which I think is really cool. But now, personally, I'm really focusing on just cunty dubstep mostly. Just cunty, sexy dubstep with insanely hard drops, some sexy, bouncy UK garage, you know? And I've been really trying to explore more bass genres. I've been going to parties that I've never gone to before in all my years of raving, basically. You know, I went to 𝗘𝗫𝗍𝗂 Festival recently. I've been going to hyperpop parties. So really just trying to get more inspiration from what other people in other genres are doing as well.
Which artists currently then are your biggest inspiration?
So, okay, one of my #1 artists right now, just in vibes, in production, in sound and aesthetics, is definitely DJ Fuck Off. Have you heard of her?
I have not.
Oh God, she is like everything that I want to embody. It's like bangers only, very, I don't know, sexual lyrics, I guess, but still very like, just very flirty, but still bass heavy music. Then also there's this producer, I don't know if I pronounced it correctly, 𝗘𝗫𝗣𝗟, I think.
Can you spell it?
𝗘𝗫𝗣𝗟𝗓, I think. And he does some really cool, exciting deep dubstep. So like the drops are kind of deep, but not too minimal. So there's still like I don't know, I think his sound is like very playful, I guess. And then also in vibe and sound, I'm just gonna jump over to my pop girlies. Obviously, the whole world building from Charlie XCX is super inspiring, right? Like, everyone had their bread summer last year. So I think also artists like that, it's a little bit more on the pop side, but I also think that's super inspiring. Just as an artist, you know, and as a DJ, sometimes you see DJs that aren't really, you know, that are just making their music and just producing a lot of sick tracks, but I don't produce myself. So for me, performance and like kind of building a persona is something that I really like and I think is really fun. So yeah, I think those people do that amazingly.
What is the current tune that is your favorite tune to be listening to right now? Not necessarily playing, but like what is the go-to song on your Spotify right now?
So there's this one song that I've been listening to non-stop the past week. It's a song by Proxy. It's called Raven. But then the Daga and Manal remix, I think is super, super cool. And then mainly in my just day-to-day life, I've been listening to the Addison Rae album a lot. I've been listening to the new 𝗃𝗃𝗃 album a lot. And especially 𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃, you know, is also a UK producer. She's like obviously a pop girly, but also does a lot with drum and bass and UK garage. But then, like I said, in that dreamy, girly way, which I think is also really cool to kind of, you know, get some inspiration from, and it's just easy listening. So those are my obsessions currently.
You have played with us with 𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗧.
Yes.
I think was this year for the first
Yeah.
time, right? Yeah.
The 2nd of May in Mono.
Yeah.
On the blog.
Based
Yes,
on the
the
blog.
Based on the Block edition.
How did you find that? How was your experience playing at 𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗧?
Super fun. I was kind of waiting for you guys to ask me, to be honest. No, just kidding. It was super exciting for me to play there. Also because I've been going to some parties in Mono before, you know. So that was also kind of like a bucket list venue for me to play at. And also, as someone who is so ride or die for her city, I never actually played in Rotterdam before. So it was also my Rotterdam debut.
Was it really?
Yeah, next to obviously 𝗘𝗫𝗍𝗂, my
Yeah.
own party. So that was really special to me. And it was also really cool because it was kind of a similar concept to what we do with 𝗘𝗫𝗍𝗂. So it was also just a lot of homies on the lineup.
Yeah.
So I thought that was really cool. Yeah.
Anything exciting or new coming up for you that you want to share or that you can share?
Oh my God, yes. I have so many things I'm super excited about right now. I don't know when this is coming out, but next Monday, so this is probably already in the past, the 20th of
yeah.
October, I'm playing at Cheeky Monday with Flux Collective. So it's my first time playing in the Melkweg, which is also a huge bucket list thing I'm really excited about. We have some really fun gigs with Flux in the future coming up, but something I'm really, really excited about right now, and also mainly working on right now, is me and my really, really good friend 𝗘𝗲𝗂 are starting a DJ duo. Yay! Because yeah, we had our back-to-back debut at Liquisti Festival last summer, and working with her was just such a pleasure. And it was, yeah, she's one of my best friends in the whole bass industry, you know. So, and I think she was also kind of looking to explore like other heavier sounds, you know. So now we're kind of joining forces. We've done some back-to-back sets so far, and we were like, let's just start a duo. Let's just really go for this. Let's just completely push the girly cunty bass, dubstep, UK garage. We just want to do anything from 140 BPM to 160 BPM. So we really want to challenge ourselves to kind of step out of the drum and bass comfort zone that we've known and loved for so many years, and just really try something different. So yeah, Hot Cues is coming soon, which I'm really excited about.
If you could do a back-to-back with any DJ in any
𝗘𝗲𝗂.
genre, Well, you've already done it.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
No, wait, let me think about this. So any DJ in any
DJ,
genre?
big or small, doesn't matter.
Okay, let me think. Can I dream big here?
Oh, you can dream as big as you want.
Because a DJ I absolutely love, who I think is doing some really, really cool stuff, who is also really a big inspiration for me, is 𝗘𝗫𝗣𝗟𝗓, who's been doing a lot of deep drum and bass sets. I think she is really cool. I've always, or well, not always, but it's been a little less lately, but 𝗘𝗫𝗣𝗟𝗬𝗓, the death step DJ and producer, is one of the first artists I was like a huge fan of. Like I was listening to 𝗘𝗫𝗣𝗟𝗓𝗓 at 8 a.m. on my way to school, you know? So I think that would just be the funniest crossover ever.
I think that would be brilliant.
Yeah, right?
Absolutely
like
amazing.
him with like his mask, and then me just like with painted pink nails next to him or something.
Oh, I love that visual.
Yeah, right? That will be amazing.
This last question, I'm going to do it a little bit bigger, but where do you see yourself and, of course, your projects like Flux and 𝗘𝗲𝗍𝗍, how do you see that evolving, and where do you see it ending up in the next couple of years? So like fairly short term.
With 𝗘𝗲𝗍𝗍, I feel like there are so many things in Rotterdam that we have not explored yet. There are so many other organizations pushing other sounds that I feel like we could also include, that are also just like amazing club music. I'm talking about, for example, Peanut Butter Jelly, who is doing UK garage in Rotterdam. I don't know if I pronounced it correctly. Fugazi, who's doing a lot of ghetto house and stuff, which is like completely out of the drum and bass realm, obviously. But I think combining all those different genres, I think that's really something that might not have really been done before, especially in this city. So I think there's still a lot of potential if we were to branch out. And then for Flux, I would really just love for all the girlies that I work with to obviously just continue being their amazing selves and just flourishing in their own respective scenes. Maybe even, I know Flux was like a 7-member collective once, and now we're with the 4 of us, so maybe sometime in the future we could also grow that again, have even more different subgenres or even like completely other genre DJs joining us. For 𝗗𝗲𝗍𝗟𝗖𝗑 to obviously take off as well, and I hope people will like what we're planning to do. And then for Hazey, I hope I can also just really find my place a little bit more, because I've been doing everything for the past few years. I've done liquid sets, I've done UK garage sets, I've done deep drum and bass sets, I've even done jump up sets, you know? I've done everything, but I really want to kind of stay in a zone where I think, this is where I'm comfortable, this is what I really want to continue to do. And yeah, I really hope to kind of find and explore more parties that I maybe at this point have not gone to yet, where I'm like, whoa, I feel like I belong up there.
Do you have a message for any female artists, female DJs out there who are, you know, struggling or doubting to get to present themselves? Like, what kind of advice do you want to give them?
So my tip for female DJs in the scene, or girls that want to start DJing, is play the songs you love, play the songs you like. Make promoters get to know you for your sound and your artistry, not just because they want a female DJ on a lineup, you know? Do whatever you think is super cool, and people will find you through that, you know? Just try to find your own sound and try to push that as much as possible, because if you're a big believer of your bangers, then the crowds will follow, definitely.